Good morning everybody and welcome back to Mike's Farm. As you can see, we're back in Ireland from France. We arrived back on the ferry about almost a week ago, and this morning I'm back in the vegetable garden at Mike's Farm, and there's been a lot going on since we left. The potatoes have come on, we've started to harvest them, and the chives, which were reaching maturity and they'd set seed, they've all been cut back, and a new lot of growth is coming through, so we'll be eating those again with our scrambled eggs and salads. Carrots are looking great, well formed, nice and juicy, very sweet carrots. And we've got the spring onions next door, and Mike has thinned out the dwarf beans, so they're coming on well. They were a bit yellowish for a while there, but they're coming on nicely. We'll probably hit them with a bit of liquid fertiliser to give them a bit of boost. We don't want to put too much into the foliage. It's the beans we're after. And the last of the lettuces. Some of the lettuces were given away. They were growing so well that we couldn't eat them all. Often is the case, especially with the likes of zucchinis, courgettes. The second patch that Mike has here, another second lot of potatoes that were planted probably about a week before we arrived in Ireland in early May, and also planted alongside them were the broad beans. Now the broad beans have really come on now. They suffer a bit from, I think it's black fly over here in Ireland, in the UK, but they seem to be pretty good at the moment. As the weather heats up a bit, they tend to get infested with black fly. The beans are forming nicely, uniform height. They're probably about 1800 high, and Mike has put a couple of pegs on each end and put a large bit of string around them to keep them upright. The wind, the peas, well, they're looking great. So when we left to go to France, they were probably only about a foot high maximum, and now they've come right on them, well over a metre high in places, and the peas are getting plenty of flowers. It has been a fairly wet summer here in Ireland, but it's warming up. The barometer's come right up this morning, and we're expecting temperatures in the 20s to mid-20s over the next week or so, and hopefully plenty of sunshine. Certainly the sun's out at the moment. So we have a pumpkin growing here, which I planted probably 2 weeks into our trip to Ireland, and it's growing very well, plenty of flowers forming. Initially I was concerned I planted them too early, so we put some plastic buckets over the top, which sort of created its own little humidity area there and kept the slugs off, and that helped certainly with the cucumbers. As you can see, the cucumbers are doing very well, and it'll only be a matter of time before flowers are starting to set on that. In fact, this one here has a flower forming, and we've got a single zucchini plant with plenty of courgettes, as they call them over in Europe, plenty of flowers and fruit forming there too.